what would you do to get these boys passionate and excited about what they're learning? That's kind of at the heart of what the Makers Movement is. It is getting the boys excited about what they're going to create. It's about letting them use their own minds instead of having somebody else telling them what to do step by step by step by step, and showing them that they have a growth mindset, that when they encounter a problem, they don't crumble, they don't collapse, they don't stop, that they are going to continue to work through that challenge and overcome it.
Boys, when they are makers, are making very strong connections and taking ownership of their projects. They love to build and create, and we will let them take ownership of that. We will guide them and scaffold their learning, but we want them to be the creators, and we want them to be the collaborators. So you'll see that they make very deep connections to the concepts they're learning, and they apply them.
We always make objects, and we get better at making them with the skills that the boys learn and the artists that we study along the way and why they made them. But I think one of the things that we make best is context for what the boys are studying in other parts of the curriculum, whether they're in history or language arts. It becomes a sort of conduit for information so that you know what it was that Einstein and Picasso had in common with one another. Time and space. One was trying to depict time and space on a two-dimensional surface, and one was trying to define it throughout all time and all space.
I don't have to motivate the boys. They're motivated to do what they're doing. And so it's fascinating to me because the learning is happening so naturally. And then there's some ups and downs along the way, but a lot of times boys will find that at one point everything fails and nothing's working. They're able to work through that moment and problem solve for themselves because they're so motivated to make it work that they don't give up.
If you can learn how to build a structure of a house and learn how to build a dormer and learn how to support a door and make it operational, I think it just gives them the engineering background to how things work, why we're doing what we're doing. They learn by mistakes. I've learned by mistakes. They're now actually investigating and putting together that plan to make it work.
It's not just building something out of wood or materials, but it's also using the technology we have or unplugs things. So understanding the basic concepts of coding. So not necessarily learning a specific language of code, but learning about what an algorithm is, what a function is, what a variable is, and learning those things without devices.
Historically, design thinking has been oriented on sort of engineering and sort of making physical stuff. Obviously, this isn't what historians do particularly. We tend to work more with ideas and make ideas. And then what I thought was, well, what if I asked the boys to make a religion? I think it changed the boys' relationship to the material in front of them. Instead of answering a question, which could be done sometimes from memorization, they had to understand a problem and then, using their own initiative, try to find a solution.
The process of watching people learn is one of the things that I love about my job. I get to see learning in progress.
It makes it very gratifying. I love to come to school every day.
I sat down and thought to myself, what would energize me?
It's fun for me because I get to make as well.
We put things in perspective, and boys are able to understand a continuum and a timeline.
It's a lot more effort, it's a lot more work, but in the end it's so worth it. It's awesome to see these boys out there get so excited and get pumped about what they're doing.
To really think about fundamental issues in a way that is unusual and to them really exciting, that makes this time away from the textbook more than worth it.